this is the entrance to Betty Fleisher's studio at the Bakehouse Art Complex, and you can get a preview of Betty's work, which is hanging on the wall outside the studio. So it's a very private area, except on show dates. And this is another artist, the Carter. So there are many artists that are showing here at the Bakehouse. But today we're interested in Betty Fleischer, and this is Betty's Corner. And there's Betty.
Hello.
Oh, great.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Oh, Betty, how long have we known each other?
A lot of years.
A lot of years. And I think we have things in common in our work.
We always did for some reason.
Yeah.
The dots, especially.
So, where are you? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the circles there.
Circles and dots are my motifs too.
Yes, somehow it just happened.
It happens. I know, these are lovely. So, do you have special motifs that you deal with all the time?
The circles, the dots, plant forms, horizon lines. I guess it all has to do with nature, if you think about it. Here's a dot painting.
Oh, that's my favorite one. I remember that one.
I remember you said you loved it.
I remember the name, too.
What?
Bounce.
That's it.
I remembered it. You forgot it that time. You forgot. What was that painting called? This is a lovely painting. Do you paint in oils or acrylics?
Oils. I started out in acrylics and painted in acrylics for many, many years. But I took to oils because I'm doing a lot of layering now, especially in that type of painting. And the dripping cuts through the underneath layers so nicely, and I get lots of colors coming through. So oil works best for me.
What were you saying about this one?
Horizon lines, and I drip through, and it picks up the colors underneath, so it gives it the texture that I'm interested in, the implied texture.
Do you do underpainting first?
Yes, always.
And then what is your solvent to drip the paint through like that?
I was using at one time steam distilled turpentine, and it's very effective, but it also is very strong in terms of its odor. And I had to give that up, and I find now that if I just use good, pure distilled turpentine, it works just as well.
Distilled turpentine.
Distilled turpentine.
Wonderful, I know. I'm a great fan of great turpentine.
Yes, of course. It does wonders.
So I notice you use a lot of this turquoise blue-green. What do you call this color?
I guess that's it, turquoise blue-green. Yellows, a lot of yellows.
The yellows and golden oranges. So typical of the Sunshine State.
There you go. I guess I'm very much influenced by the sun that I see every day when I wake up.
What is your day like when do you come to the studio? And
oh, I have a 40-minute drive to get here, which I do not mind. I get up and get everything organized in my house, get in the car, drive down. I get here about 11 o'clock and 11:30, between 11 and 12 I would say, and stay until 4. So I put in 4-hour days, which seems to be just right for me.
Yeah, a 4-hour day is a very healthy day in painting,
yes,
I think,
it sure
too.
Is.
It is.
It sure is.
It is. And you have miniatures here, which are great. So I see you have a lot of books here and everything. Do you also read here?
Tons of books. Well, these books all came from the days when I taught. I taught for many years at FIU and Miami-Dade Community College, and a lot of these are my reference books. I also like to look at Art in America. I subscribe to that. I enjoy reading about the artists in New York and LA and all over the United States and see what they're doing.
What about the introduction to letters and numbers? Have you been using this the whole time?
I've been using letters for a long time. and I use them sporadically depending on what type of painting I'm doing. I enjoy working with letters. They're random. I just pick them up as I have a box of stencils.
Oh, there's your stencils.
There they are.
Beautiful.
And
Let's look at some of these.
yeah, I put them, look how nice they look with the paint on them.
Yes, I was noticing that.
And I just pick them up and I put them up there. If it works, I use it. And this is a grid, of course. I like grids as well. And the numbers are there because it's a recognizable object. When somebody looks at it, they see it, they understand it. And numbers mean so much. They tell us where to go, they give us directions, they mean things when you put them together, and it's also a very geometric, architectural look that I enjoy using in my work.
It's a nice contrast between your formality and the structure of the painting, and then the loose dripping and smearing. They complement each other.
Oh.
They're extremes,
Yes.
that are nice contrast. And you have parts of the canvas painted and parts of the canvas where other paint is showing through.
Yes.
So what is that about?
Well, in this case, my underpainting is a black and blue mixed together. I like it to pop through that way. It allows you to see what's happening underneath. It's all part of the process of painting. To me, painting has a lot to do with the paint itself. Paint does such wonderful things in terms of brushstrokes, in terms of texture, in terms of spontaneity. So I don't need an image, really. It's the paint that speaks to me so beautifully. And I have it here as well.
You want to pass that up. That's a good one, too. My goodness.
And this painting, I wrote on this painting.
Yes, I see that.
The theme had to do with trees that have been uprooted from their environment to make way for new buildings that have been going on in Miami for years now. And in my own area where I live, I remember years ago, 10 years ago, driving up to my apartment building and passing so many forests of trees, and suddenly they're all gone. And now we have lots of buildings surrounding it. So these are the remnant of the trees that were once there that are no longer there.